Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next reaction to Season 1 of 911 Lone Star. The last episode we watched was called Yeehaw, the second episode of the first season, and I'm really starting to fall for these characters. Like, I just really enjoy the way these shows are set up, and the characters are so diverse, and have such a different dynamic to the original show, that it's really interesting to me. So, what do we have last episode? We had TK and the cop, who's called Carlos, having fun together, but then Carlos went to throw a dinner for him. TK was a bit freaked out by that because he wasn't prepared for it. I thought about this last night before I started recording today, and I still think whilst Carlos was doing a really nice thing, because he was changing the terms of their relationship from they were just having, intercourse initially, now he wanted to have a dinner with him. He should have maybe warned him or asked him if it was okay first. But he tried to do a nice thing, and I think eventually they're going to start dating. And I keep hearing about this hot gay couple in 911 Lone Star, so I'm presuming it's going to be these two. And I'm here for it. They are both very, very attractive. Very attractive. We also had Liv Tyler's character, I think she's called Michelle. I'm not 100% sure. Well, she knows her sister's missing. She believes the last person to see her was the ex-boyfriend. But we found out through her helping this family that the sister actually left the house. She had an argument with the boyfriend, left the house, and got into a blue pickup truck, which is really exciting for her because she now has a lead. I mean, it's been a couple of years, and it was just a blue pickup truck. As someone said, everyone in Texas got a pickup truck, so it's going to be hard to find it. But then she went to this witch to perform this spell to see if that can help find some progress on this case. And I'm actually really curious to find out whether that actually works, because whilst I don't believe in fortune tellers or witches or all these kind of things, I'd be interested in the context of the show. Has her doing this spell caused anything to happen that's going to lead to a new breakthrough on the case? That's really exciting to find out. Captain Strand also was having a lot of fear about losing his hair because he found out that the treatment that he was going to have for his cancer is not going to make him lose his hair, but it's going to interfere with his hair treatments, and he loves his hair. So he had a lot of identity crisis about that. Had a lot of nice chats with Judd, who's also dealing with his grief over the old team dying, and he's still not told his son yet that he's got cancer, which is really sad. And I'm hoping he tells him soon, because it's going to be one of those things where the longer that you wait, the more painful it's going to be for TK when he finds out that his dad is ill. He's going to find out eventually, so you might as well just tell him now so he can help support you through everything. But I guess he doesn't want to tell him because TK is vulnerable. He tries to take an overdose after, the failed proposal. So I do hope that he tells him soon, but that TK is in a stable enough place to handle it, which I don't think he is yet, because we saw that when Carlos said about I'm not proposing to you, that was obviously a trigger for him, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I think they're the main things that happened last episode. I'm curious to see more about Michelle's character when he tells his son about the cancer, but also I want to find out more about the other main characters that we've not really met yet. The trans guy, the Muslim lady, and the guy who was the one that was cleaning the car handles. I want to know more about them, so I'm intrigued to see if we find out more about them this episode. This episode has another title that can't help me guess what's going to happen this episode. Like I normally with the original show, the title might give me a clue as to what it's going to be about. This one's just called Texas Proud. I'm guessing it's going to be about Texas, obviously. Not clue what it's about, so let's jump into the episode to find out. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comments what you're thinking of my reactions to 911 Lone Star, because I know you're all very excited for it. And if you want to watch a full reaction to this episode, as well as the rest of the episodes of Season 1, please take a look at the Patreon link down below in the description box to watch the full reactions over on Patreon and help support the channel. Let's jump into 911 Lone Star Season 1, Episode 3, Texas Proud. Start with some really intense music.
Hey, he's trapped. He's sinking fast. You gotta hurry.
Sir, what's he trapped in?
Corn.
Corn? Guess you got those big corn, are they called silos? That's scary. I like seeing more of Texas as well. I think it's just beautiful. I like farmlands and these kind of visuals. I think it's just so different from my life.
Okay, we'll get you out of here.
They like hoist him up like a winch. I bet.
Tighten that right now.
Hold that one right there, Paul. All right. Yep. Got another one coming in flying behind you. Take it, elbow skin. Good, good.
We're gonna get these around you.
So this is interesting to watch because I've never seen this kind of thing before. So like when we had the guy in the first one that was drowning in chocolate, and they had to put, was it white chocolate in it to change the consistency so we could pull him out? Something like that. It's just these kind of things, you just think firefighters just put out fires, but they have to do so much more than that. Uh-oh. That's not good. Is there not a way to open the cord from the bottom? To just flush it out? No, because you'll get sunk as well. You follow orders, TK. You used to follow orders, TK.
Take a deep breath and let go of that harness. What? Do it or you'll be torn apart, okay? The only way out for you now is down. It's open. Take a deep breath and go now.
That's scary though. Can you imagine?
I'm good. Where's Marjan?
Hey.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Oh. What's it called? The headscarf. That's really sweet. Oh god, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, that really just hit me. The fact that you're just protected all that much, got a headscarf. Oh god. I hate this show.
I do not know where your deal is right now.
My deal is that you disobeyed a direct order back there.
He did.
A direct order? You're not my boss.
You're damn right I was the second the Cap put me in charge of that team.
Yes.
Following my instincts.
Your instincts
not-
for what? Based on all of your silo rescue experience at Times Square?
I'm not doing this with you, all right? You don't know the first thing about me, dude.
No, man, you must have been killing it in New York City that you got to follow Daddy down here.
I don't like this.
Seriously, Judge, back off.
For what, pretty boy? That you can go tell your daddy?
I was gonna punch you.
Judge, hurting my
He's gonna
feelings?
punch you.
Nobody in New York had the balls to tell the coach's kid that his crap stinks.
At the end of the day,
What the hell is going on?
I'm kind of on.
Conversation.
Oh, I don't
Yeah, with a
know.
bunch of exclamation could
Could have handled that better,
Great.
but he was right to tell him off for not following orders.
Mineral water when you get the chance.
Sure thing, doll.
It's not that she didn't see you. It's that she didn't like what she saw.
I can tell you for a fact I work in a bar. That is absolutely what happens. Someone's rude to you, you will not serve them next. But TK, what are you doing?
Since you blew a 0.0, we're not even giving you drunk and disorderly. Free to go.
What's the bad news?
The bad news is that means you did this with a clear head.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm not trying to be your boyfriend,
Not yet.
or even your friend if you're not into it. But you should talk to someone about why you felt compelled to do something so suicidal.
Hell yeah. Oh, don't use the word suicidal.
Put a little cred there, by the way.
He seems really nice.
Other side.
I like him. Carlos, I mean.
Stop just.
TK's got a lot to deal with. Oh, don't do it for him. Oh, it's so sweet. Hee. They're gonna fall for each other. They're gonna fall for each other.
Just went through a really bad breakup. Like nuclear bad. And then I relapsed.
You mean with me?
No,
With drugs.
I mean with substances.
I could literally kill you eating that much at once. I do love steak though. I love a good steak. Yeah. It's just so dangerous.
Did anyone see what she was doing before she collapsed?
Eat a 96-ounce steak.
That's what, 6 pounds of meat?
Why the hell would anybody eat that?
To get on my wall, of course.
I'm afraid her bladder's gonna spasm. I'm trying to hold it off. If I can just move the tube a little this
Whoa,
way.
whoa, whoa, what are you doing? No, no, no.
Oh, no.
I bet that's such a relieving feeling.
Pride makes people stupid.
It sure does.
What's the latest in your life? Seeing anybody?
Yeah.
Isn't friendship fun?
I'm sorry. This hasn't exactly been a two-way street lately.
No, you've been very self-involved by the sounds of it.
Hey, Carlos. What is going on in your life?
Seen
Are you
anybody?
seeing anyone?
No, I'm not.
Yet.
I don't think.
You don't think? Tell me about this boy.
You know him, actually. PK Strand.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my reaction. Nice.
And now I kind of can't get him out of my head.
So why don't you ask him out?
Oh, no. He'd probably ghost me.
Yo, these comments. BRB gotta burn down my house. Redneck and Eyes says, must almost die so she can give me mouth to mouth.
I don't like this.
Turn that off, Proby. Seriously.
Oh, come on, do not
This is
pretend
against
like
the
you don't love
culture.
the attention.
I do, just not when it's like that.
So you are there by choice? I mean, why?
Connects me to something bigger. Not just my faith, but to those who came before me. My mom, my aunties, my grannies. They taught me to be proud of who I am no matter what people say.
Good.
And I carry that with me every time I wear it.
Oh, I get it.
That's sweet.
I guess, you know, I have been a little bit rude, and possibly I've been wrong about you.
Is this you apologizing, Michelle?
I think so. I'm really trying here, Dustin.
Why?
Okay.
Why now?
I
Because
hope he
need
can
your
help, even if he's a dick.
You know, for 3 years, you've been telling anyone who'd listen that I murdered Iris.
Yeah.
I've been fired from 2 jobs because of you, lost relationships. But because you can't let go of Iris, nobody else gets to either.
How can I let go? She was my sister.
Well, you're referring to her in the past tense. I guess that's a start.
What?
You bastard.
Yeah. And you're in violation of a restraining order.
Worst part about this deal is breaking the news to your team. God, I dreaded telling my boys. Oh, Baxter High, head football coach, 30 years.
How'd they take it, boys?
Bawled like babies. But then they went and kicked the crap out of Tyler High, so that was pretty sweet. And what about yours?
I haven't told them.
You know the deal with cancer cells, don't you? They multiply. They gang up on you. So, see, what you gotta do is you do the same thing. You get as many folks as you can around you.
My people have enough to worry about on their calls.
Oh, God. I'm feeling emotional because this hits
I
home.
remember myself saying that same sort of thing. You can't play hero ball with cancer. You gotta stop struggling. Because when you struggle, that's when it pulls you under.
I'm glad he's getting like proper chemo though, because obviously initially he was hesitant because of his hair. Obviously through the last episode, he learned to kind of accept that he looks good in a cowboy hat, for example.
But you're still new to town. It's not like you've put down roots.
What are you saying?
We think you should consider finding another mosque.
Oh.
That's awful.
Don't look now, Austin.
That's really bad. She's someone who's out there saving lives.
Storm warnings in effect for Travis
Because it
County and
doesn't.
surrounding areas. You'll
Religion's
need more than a
difficult.
10-gallon hat. It's really going to be coming down later today.
The hell was that?
You don't get to be the biggest yoga hottie on YouTube without taking things to the next level. I'm calling this one the possum.
No.
No.
No, no.
Why did you just watch?
I mean,
Right before the fall.
nobody deserves to go through what she's just gone through, right? But you do stuff like that. What do you... Idiot. You need a spot.
Dad, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
225, you usually crush this in your sleep.
Yeah, I'm just having an off day.
Chud knows.
I guess there's only one solution. Chris, can we get the whole bottle? You like tequila?
Always.
Whole bottle? That sounds like a dangerous idea. Christ, I have 1 or 2 tequila shots and it doesn't end well.
who only has the job because of whose daddy is.
Judson Ryder, you didn't say that to him.
He had it coming to him.
And you were gonna be the one to deliver it?
Yeah, because somebody has to say it because he's an arrogant little turd and he's gonna get himself or somebody else killed.
Okay, so then you got your point across.
I did not.
You need to apologize.
Yeah, he didn't say it in the right
He's the
way.
one that's in the wrong.
He was being arrogant though.
God opposes the proud, shows favor to the humble. James 4:6.
Oh,
Impressive.
Yeah, I know it is. Tell that to Cowboy Judd.
You know, if I was a less secure man, I might be bothered by the fact that I worked up the nerves to ask you out, and you spent the entire night talking about another guy.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
I mean, TK's like very
Yeah, I
attractive and all, but he's so full of anger.
Guess he hit a nerve.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Just seems like nobody's ever spoken to you that way before.
You think he's right?
Maybe a little bit.
I got slut shamed at the mosque.
Oh, the job malfunction?
It's not just that. I've been told I need to find a new place to worship because apparently I am too proud.
Yeah, what do you think?
Ooh,
Am I proud?
I hate that.
Yeah.
This mosque. Do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Do not let them shame you for being proud.
That.
I say, you strutting there with your hijab held up high.
You
Drunk?
a little bit.
She lost her sister. And all I'm asking is that you talk to the lady. And tell her what you know. Or what you don't know. But talk to her.
Who the hell are you again?
I agree.
Oh, God, disgusting. Get off my porch, you sick old man.
You're right, I am sick.
Holy shit.
And lately I've been feeling pretty old. And you were causing a lot more pain.
This is intense.
She devotes her whole life to helping people.
Stop what you're doing. This is not good. Whoa, 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 what are you doing?
When you and Marjan went down under, something happened to me. I don't know. I got triggered.
Yeah.
I was gonna say stirred me up, but it's the same thing. I was scared. But I do want you to know that, you know, I'm...
Thank you for calling me out. You're right, man. No one has ever talked to me like that. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, that's what brothers do.
And I kind of lost it.
Lost it meaning?
I maybe kicked his ass a little bit.
What? You assaulted him?
Yeah,
Well,
he
you know,
did.
he could press charges against both of us.
You didn't have anything to do with it.
Who's gonna believe that?
I was just trying to help.
I'm not some damsel in need of saving.
100% right. What I did was presumptuous, inappropriate, and probably sexist.
It was inappropriate to go over.
I'm going through some stuff right now.
Definitely.
Get a therapist.
Oh,
I just don't know if you're ready to hear what I have to say.
Try me.
tell me.
You think
I'm
your sister was so
intrigued.
perfect? She wasn't.
I never said that.
Oh, please. You and your mom idolized Iris. You didn't know Iris.
Was she crazy?
And I didn't either. Not at the end.
At the end?
What's that supposed to mean?
Something happened. I don't know what, but it was like something inside her broke. She wasn't Iris. And she started hanging out with people she wouldn't introduce me to.
Did you tell all of this to the police? Whoever those people were, they could have been driving that truck.
I told the police everything I knew, which only made me realize
How little you.
I did know.
And why didn't you tell me?
From the day
She was
Iris
shouting
went
and screaming
missing,
about you being a murderer.
You accused me of murdering her. She went off into the darkness, and I let her go, and I didn't follow her.
She called me that night, more than once. And I didn't pick up. And I have to live with that. And it kills me.
Yeah. But why did you not
You're
pick
not
up?
the only
Were you
one I
busy? Do you not want to speak to her? Oh, we are at hugging stage. It's okay. We'll hug it out. I'm glad that they're like, not friends, but civil with each other at least.
Well, those storms we promised you are here earlier and fiercer than first predicted.
Oh, my sweet Lord.
Oh, no, I don't like it. Okay, that was my reaction to 911 Lone Star, Season 1, Episode 3, Texas Proud. And let me just quickly talk about the ending first, because that was kind of so unrelated to the rest of the episode. Tornadoes, twisters, whatever you want to call them, freak me out. The film Twister scared the hell out of me as a kid. There's just something about that sheer force of nature, the cyclone thing as it comes down. Oh, I don't like it. And any films I've watched, any TV I've watched with a tornado, it freaks me out. Kind of like in this season of 911 that I'm watching, Season 3, the whole tidal wave thing. Like those kind of forces of nature just scare me because there's nothing you can do to stop it. You just have to kind of ride it out. And tornadoes in particular are so devastating and can be so destructive that makes me excited but also scared for the next episode. Hopefully the next episode is just going to be the aftermath of a tornado. If we get to watch parts of it happening, then I may get freaked out. But that's next week's problem, not today. So, this episode, I really liked Michelle's storyline this episode and all the kind of progress we had with the Iris storyline, which wasn't much progress really in terms of we didn't find out much of anything because there's thousands of blue trucks that were around at the time that she was seen getting into one. But I like the fact that Michelle was kind of starting to realise that maybe I was wrong. Maybe all this blame that I put towards this dude, as much as he might have been an arsehole, may have been misplaced. And it wasn't right to just keep blaming him for something when it wasn't his fault. And so I totally understand his anger when he said, you know, why would I you've been calling me a murderer for years. I don't want to speak to you. I've got a restraining order against you for a reason. You've ruined jobs for me. You've ruined relationships for me. Leave me alone. Totally get that. As much as you kind of want them to be friends because, or at least be civil with each other because she's apologising. She's realised she's wrong. Let's apologise. At the same point, she's caused so much damage to his life. He has no reason to want to be friends with her or to listen to her or to accept her apology because she's been so awful to him. And I totally get it if he wants nothing to do with her. But I like that. Again, although I don't agree with Captain Strang going over was appropriate, that was so inappropriate, so crossing the line. Initially, it seemed like he was doing well just talking to the guy, but then things took a turn and he got quite aggressive with him. I don't like that at all. That happened. That was really wrong. But I like that it did lead to him, the dude whose name I don't remember, because I'm slowly getting names together, but not all of them. But the one that was Iris's boyfriend, he went to speak to her and just have a conversation. And he opened up and said, like, he might not have been perfect, but I was meant to protect her and I didn't. And then that kind of led to him empathising with Michelle because she said the night that she disappeared, she kept ringing me and I didn't answer. Now I'm curious to know, did she not answer because she was busy or because she didn't want to speak to her? Or she was in the middle of a date or she was in the middle of something else and so that's why she didn't answer the phone? But obviously that guilt is not going to go away because you don't know if she's ringing to ask for help. She might not have been ringing for that. She might just be ringing to have a conversation. But I guess you just never know. And that guilt is going to live with you. So I really liked that storyline. And actually, this episode, I really started to fall in love with Carlos. I liked his little relationship with TK initially. But then we saw that there was a wall between them because TK was obviously quite angry about stuff. After the beginning of the episode, which we'll talk about more when I talk about, is it Marjan's storyline? He went to a bar, got beat up because he's got anger. He's got a lot of anger to get out with everything that happened with his ex-boyfriend and stuff, and he's just an angry individual. But then Carlos was the one at the police station that was like talking him through what happened and letting him go. I had the really sweet moment where he like wiped the blood off the side of his mouth because he wasn't doing it right. It was so sweet. And he just seemed like a nice person and was talking to him like about his feelings a little bit and how he's not trying to be his boyfriend, but what you're doing is not right. Like you going to a place sober and starting fights, that's worse than going to a place drunk and starting a fight because you're doing it of sound mind, and that's concerning. And it's clear at that point that he cared for TK, he cares for him and has feelings for him. And then just throughout the episode, like talking to Michelle about, I'm not dating anybody, I think. How he opened up a little bit more and it was really sweet with TK. And just Carlos in general, I'm really starting to warm towards. TK, I'm not there yet. as much as I find him attractive, he needs to kind of work through his issues first before I really kind of like love the character. Because right now he's just very angry and has a lot of fire with him. Like when he had an argument with Judd because he didn't obey Judd's orders. Judd was right to call him out. At the end of the day, Judd was in control of that scene, was put in charge. He said, don't go down because you're going to sink as well. TK didn't listen because TK, as we discovered, is not used to being told, no, you know, you're the captain's son, you can kind of do what you want. He's used to kind of just getting away with what he wants to do. And he's got that lot of privilege. And obviously he admitted that kind of later on when he talked to Carlos, given Carlos was saying to him, but you're not used to being told, or you're not used to being spoken to like that. And so Judd was right to call him out. He should have obeyed orders. At the end of the day, in that kind of line of hierarchy, Judd was in control, in charge. You do as he says. Even if you don't like it, you do it. And he just didn't. The problem with Judd was that he acted quite aggressively about it and went a bit harsh. He might have had a point, but he went very harsh and kind of overstepped the line, which led to like a physical fight between the two. And I like that Carlos was the one to kind of get through to TK, when he was ranting about it. And he was like, well, you know, I built up the courage to ask you out, and all you do is rant about another guy. And he kind of called him out, basically said, but is he wrong in what he said? And that was kind of what hit home, I think, was that you're ranting because he's hit a nerve, but has he hit a nerve because he's right? You're not used to being spoken to. You did do what you wanted to do. You did disobey orders. He called you out, harshly, but he called you out, and that's why you don't like it. And I think that's what I like about, we're learning a lot from, even when Michelle was talking to Owen, because I know his name now, Owen, about, was it cocky? Was that the word he used? Got full of himself. There was something that she used to describe him, and it's showing a big kind of contrast between where they used to live and Texas, and that Texas is trying to like humble them quite a lot, because they're very like, I know what I'm doing, I'm in control, you know, I know best. And this Texas team, on the most part, are more grounded in reality. Obviously, we had them with whole Michelle, is quite cocky as well, but luckily she's good at what she does enough that the cockiness kind of works. But it feels like, to me, I could be wrong, please tell me if I'm wrong, but that these guys have come in from outside and the Texas people are trying to like bring them down, like humble them, bring them down to earth a little bit more, make them more humble, make them more kind of just grounded, and realise that, you know, it's okay, we're all good, we're a team. You don't need to always just run off and do your own thing. You know, we're in control. If I'm in charge, you know, I'm in charge. You trust my judgment, you know? So I like that. That was really nice. I also really enjoyed the storyline with, I'm sure it's Marjan. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, apologies, but I'm sure it's Marjan. So obviously she got stuck in the corn silo, and when they fell out, her hijab was off, and someone filmed her. She kind of like whipped her hair back and looked really sexy and whatnot. But then there was that moment that actually made me cry when just instantly the four guys got in front of her and shielded her so that she could get her headscarf back on. That was just really sweet and supportive, which is what I love about this team, as it is with the original show as well. But this, like, they all just ran and just created a shield around her, but not after someone had filmed it and it went viral. And it's awful because I felt bad for her, because when the team at work were laughing about it and reading the comments and whatnot, I get where they find the humour in it, but you also got to understand this is her culture, her religion, and like having that on is very sacred to her and very important and part of her faith. So the fact that you're kind of making light of the fact this video is going around where she's seen without it on, which to her is a huge deal, didn't really feel really nice. And I really felt for her, and maybe kind of feel a bit gross towards the other two guys that were looking at the videos. But I think it was done to show the importance of her faith and to teach the audience a lesson a bit more about, you know, her religion. And then she has like a double gut punch when she went to the mosque, and basically got told she has to go pray somewhere else because the leaders aren't happy with what's been online. I mean, it wasn't her fault that the headscarf came off, which I think they know that. But I think it was more about like her job and how out there she is. And I think did someone say shyness is a jewel or something like that? As part of some religions that I don't really get on board, which is that they teach their women to be quiet and demure and shy. I don't always vibe with that. That's why I like this character, that she's very out there, she's very well strong, and like we had the chat with the other guy at the fire station when he said, like, you like that mosque? You go pray there. You go pray there, and you just, you know, basically screw everybody else. And so I really like that. There's some really nice character moments in this episode with Marjan and Strand obviously going to the chemo, meeting the other guy who's trying to help him come out and speak to the other people and speak to his team, because it's a really hard thing to do. Michelle had some nice moments. Judd had some nice moments, as did TK. But my favourite one this episode, I think, Carlos. I really started to fall in love with Carlos. Not just because he's a very attractive man, like, hello, he's hot. But also because he just felt like a really nice, warm character. And he had TK's best interest at heart. And he never seemed to judge him. Even when he learned about his substance abuse, that was just like, okay, now I understand why the champagne wasn't appropriate. Like, he never judged him, he just accepted it and tried to do the right thing for this guy that he obviously fancies. So I really enjoyed that. And I'm also enjoying the blossoming relationship between Owen and Michelle. I'm not sure if that's going to be a relationship or just like a friendship. I'm thinking maybe friends. They seem like a mutual bond. But I'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But last thing I want to say, like, this episode had some really interesting calls that they went out on. The silo, the corn silo, people getting trapped and like basically drowning in that. As well as the woman that fell off the balcony. I mean, it's like when you watch these people on YouTube that hang off like really tall buildings. If any of them fall, the only person they've got to blame is themselves. So when she hung off the side of the balcony 7 floors up and slipped, I don't have too much empathy for someone when they do that, because they put themselves in that position, which is really dangerous. So when you fall, I'm sorry, but that was your fault. So that was that one. And I like the one at the bar as well, where the people were eating all the steak, because you just assumed that because they're ingesting so much food, one of them was going to get really ill because of the food. What it turned out was that the woman who was eating the steak and helping with drinking so much water was that basically water. I can't remember the phrase they used. They said a bladder was distended, and they basically had to like release all this water into bags, and it shot out all over the stage, which was funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed the season. This episode as well, I think, is one where I'm like really getting into it with these characters, really starting to fall in love with some of these characters, and I'm excited to see more about some of the characters that I've not had like the spotlight yet. But I like that, like, this episode had Marjan, more about her, more about Carlos, and so I like that, as well as the ongoing mystery about Iris, where she is, what happened to her. Hopefully we'll get more progress on that very soon. But yeah, as always, my name is Scott. Hope you guys are well. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. If you enjoyed the video, please leave the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the episode, if you enjoyed my reactions to this season, and if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, please take a look at the Patreon link down below to watch full-length reactions to every episode of 911 Lone Star so far. And if you watch on the YouTube, we'll probably be towards the end of season 1 at this point, if not, I finished season 1 of Lone Star and back onto the back end of season 3 of 911. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of 911 Lone Star season 1. Bye, guys. Take care. Stay safe.